40 minutes on the clock. The green flag is in the air, and we go racing for the 2024 Porsche Carrera Cup North America season. What a sight and sound! Virtually under our feet in the Global Broadcast Centre through turn one for the first time of asking, and everyone playing nicely at the moment. But what a jump to the lead for the car that was sitting where? How far back?
Well, it was a jump start, I believe. Actually, it was changing lanes for Jimmy Libra. We were praising him starting at the back of the top 10, but he did change lanes before getting to the start-finish line. Race Control will be taking a look at that as spearing off to the left at the exit of turn 5 into the tires under the bridge is Alan Metney, the number 99, the pole sitter in the Pro-Am class and former series champion.
He's done very well not to come back into the full field there. The car has got damage to the front of that car. It's all right at the back, but he's got damage underneath. We stay green at the moment as the teams rush down towards the hairpin at turn 7. And
Jordan Wallace, another one of our Pro-Am cars.
Oh my goodness. And
and
that
he
car's now
high-centered.
beached. He's beached that car. Now there's damage to the right front of that car anyway, but in trying to get back onto the circuit, the number 23 for Kelly Moss Racing has, in almost sort of the spiderweb pattern, has got stuck. Oh, and I think he's going to get that going, but I think when he comes back on, we'll see that the right front is not pointing where it should do. So was he involved? Then with Alan Metney, who's just gone straight on at the hairpin. And I think there's fluid leaking from Alan's car to Alan Metney. It was close, but there was a big touch, I think, for the 23 car
for
when
Wallace.
that went around.
Yes.
He has continued. In fact, both of those cars have continued, is what we're hearing.
And actually, he's one of the ones who's benefiting by the change to Yokohama tires for this season, because that's what he's raced on in Sprint Challenge.
He was being a bit ambitious there. As we go to a full course yellow, we are going to see the safety car. I think this is probably for Alan Metney's car. Or possibly we've got the, the 74 car has continued. Yeah, it's Alan Metney's car. And Luke Hartog will restart. Absolutely airborne over the top of the notorious turn 17 bumps in the middle of the corner to the green flag. And it's a run for Gustav Burton. Gus tries to go around the outside in the number 20, the car with the yellow front, tries to reclaim second. Oh, he's done the old over and under, and he's done it brilliantly. Textbook stuff from Burton. Goes back into second place. I thought he was being over-ambitious there, Shane, to try and go round the outside of Ryan Yardley, but my goodness me, he timed that and put his car in the absolutely perfect position, and that puts the MDK Motorsports number 20 back up to second place.
That was a beautiful move from Gus Burton. I haven't seen him race before. I want to see more of this, because that at Sebring going into turn 1, not the easiest move to make, but he nailed it.
14 or 15 of the top 20 have put in their own personal best times last time around. Challenge for position. The red number 8 going down the inside. That's Michael McCann on Sabre Kirk. Sabre gives him room on the inside. That's good racecraft from both of them. They'll come out at turn 17 side by side. Now Sabre can hold on to this on the inside. She gets the best entry into turn 1, but then there's the opportunity for the red number 8 to cut back underneath the rear wing. But Sabre stands him up in the middle of the corner. That's really good driving. McCann goes to the inside. Sabre tries to counter. Just did enough there. Pulled back onto the racing line into turn 3. Solid defence from Sabre there as Michael McCann is looking very racy. And that is a battle for position in Pro, with Sabre in 13th and Michael McCann in 14th. Sits back in on a spin at the final corner.
Moisey Uretsky.
Oh, Moisey will not be happy with that in his new colour scheme, pink and white. Now, did he jump or was he pushed? I suspect this is a bump-related incident. But
Jake Pedersen.
It's a bump-related incident from behind with Jake Pedersen. The car already unsettled on the undulations, but it was a touch. Down into turn 1, up the inside for that pink car.
Around the outside goes Zachary Veneer trying to make the pass.
That is the battle for 6th and 7th. Michael Cooper holding on the inside. And here comes Dan Clark in the silver and highlighter coloured car. And he's going to be able to get through as well. I think he's got the preferred line through the left-hander, but will have to go wide on the right-hander. Who's on the inside of the whole battle there? That's Jimmy Ibra, isn't it, in the red and white car? Dan Clark's not finished with this yet.
No,
hang on. This was my spot, Jimmy. Jimmy, stop doing this. I was trying to overtake the 9 car ahead of us, that black and white one. What are you doing? Right, I'm going to have to go around the other side of you now.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. And behind them with a grandstand view is Yves Baltas for MDK Motorsports, as off at turn number 7, Carlos de Quesada, Kyle Washington, that ran over that little front splitter.
So that's both of
There
ours.
it is on the racetrack. It's a piece of rubber that fastens onto the bottom of the splitter, and it's absolutely essential to how the car runs.
Ooh.
It was rear first for Efren.
Just slightly too wide, almost at the exit of turn 17, kissing both ends of the car with the tire barrier, but able to continue around. But that's both of our Pro-Am champions. We've only had 2 in the 3 years finding trouble in today's race. And Efren Castro off the track once again does not have the downforce levels that he would be expecting.
The car is completely unbalanced with that little piece. Oh, is there something on the track? Because there's another car gone off there. That is the number 91, the red, white,
Javier Ripple.
black car. As the white flag is out for our leader. A display of confidence, a display of speed, and clearly a display that is setting the tone for the season. Even now, we've seen this before with the cars in these colours. Kelly Moss wins again, and Luke Hartog opens his account in the 2024 Porsche Carrera Cup North America with just on a second, but a second was enough. That's all he had to do. Gus Burton second, Brian Yardley third. Will we see those 3 battling all year? I suspect so. In the categories, here comes the battle through turn 17 for Pro-Am. James Sofranis has held this position for a while, and he will take it ahead of Marco Cironi. And again, I suspect we'll see these 2 drivers battling through the season, with the Masters cars coming through behind. Matt Holcomb gets it ahead of a recovering Chris Palomo, who started in pole, dropped to 4th, finishes 2nd. Paul Sitter then, the number 20, on driver's left. The yellow and white car, very slow run to the line, but it looks spectacular. The sun going down behind Mission Foods, Sunset Bend. This is going to be a shot for the photographers down at turn 1. Green flag is in the air, and Gus Burton jumps away. Hartog a little bit slower off the line, 1, 2, 3 wide, maybe 4 wide further back. That might have to be looked at as they go down to turn 1.
They were 3 wide before they even got to start finish, so somebody moved out of column formation as Luke Hartog is off the track, manages to pull it back on, but that's going to open the door to second to Ryan Yardley, who says thank you very much. And now Michael McCarthy is looking up the inside. He wants to sniff at a podium position.
Tiny mistake through turn 1. When you run up there from the start, it is almost flat out. Now,
Sofronis. That's James Sofronis who's gone off, as has Angel Benitez with some significant damage to the rear of his car. Also off is the 82. That's Madeline Stewart out of New Zealand. We have gone yellow.
Full course yellow, and that is absolutely the right decision. You cannot have people at speed.
I was talking to Preston at dinner, actually, and he said he was in charge of the flags. He was the main flagger for tonight's event. And what a challenge it's going to be when the sun has gone down and there's 40 sets of identical headlights coming at you.
And take the position. Now, what happened further back? There'd already been contact early on.
Angel Benitez had rear contact as well, though, so I don't think he was the perpetrator necessarily. Madeline Stewart already, when she came into her camera shot there, had the damage to the back of her car. She didn't lose it until further around.
So Madeline had, I think, maybe 2 hits on that number 82 car. Good news, she's out of the car
Let's see. Oh, he goes very early. Gus Burton learning the American way of racing and learning it the steep way, whereas Ryan Yardley's had a year to practice it. Luke Hartog acting like he's already an expert, looking to make a pass before we even get back to the green flag.
It's going to be tight on the line, but that's fine. The green flag was out. Ryan Yardley just a little bit sleepy as the sun sinks below the horizon behind turn 17, and through goes Hartog back into second place. That's where he started. He threw it away at turn 1, lap 1. He's got it back. It's turn 1 on lap number 4.
Efren Castro's into the pit lane.
What is going on in the classes?
That's one of our Pro-Am champions. Twice he's won the Pro-Am championship in the 3 years that it's existed. The year that he didn't win, he lost it by a single point.
And this again, they're looking at the back of the car.
They're changing the wing angle.
Has he had some kind of contact with something? Has something worked loose? You wouldn't dial wing out in the middle of the race. And problems.
Jeff Mosing.
Jeff Mosing in the Mosing Motor Cars colours, the rhubarb and custard colours, as Roberto Totino, by the way, for ACI came into the pits as well in that white car with almost the spider's web on it.
Jeff Mosing's actually gotten out of his Porsche now and is taking off his helmet. I think he's going to enjoy the rest of this evening with the corner workers. It's the kind of guy Jeff is.
There's plenty of there'll be plenty of offers of refreshment, shall I say, from behind turn 7, which is where he is in clear air. Can't answer that question, but he's going to lose a position here.
Wow.
Sedgwick is Michael McCann in the red McCann racing cars. Found a huge amount of speed and goes Buffalo Gals round the outside. Then switches to the inside for turn 7 in that McCann racing machine. Excellent stuff, and trying to follow him through there is the number 9 of Zach Vanier for JTX Racing. Alex Sedgwick
and
dropping 2 places.
Zach capitalized brilliantly. Cedric with a very brave maneuver, but ultimately when he was coming out of the turn 7 hairpin, had to go 4 wheels off because there wasn't enough racetrack left. So he's got dirt on his Yokohama tires. Now he needs to clean that off before he has another attack.
10 seconds for a false start on the restart for 2 cars. One of them being Zach Vanier in the number 9, and the other one is the number 24.
That's Luke. That's
Luke Hartog in second place.
Oh my goodness.
So that is 2nd and 5th.
So 10-second penalty would drop him down to 12th right now.
That is huge. That is on the restart. See if we can work out what happened. It was a big jump by Gus Burton, side by side coming off the corner.
Green flag is waving. He doesn't actually make the pass until well after the start-finish line.
Well, is he not allowed to go side by side?
No, you are. It's not single file restarts.
Yeah, exactly.
There is now a nearly 2-second gap, first to second, in the Pro category, 0.2 of a second in Pro-Am, and 2.1 seconds in the Masters. It is so close right now. McCann needs to close in by about a second to guarantee that. And there is carnage out on the course. That is James Sofronis involved. I think that was Mark Kwame as well in the number 43. Yes, it turned 7. Sorry about that. Got so excited with everything else going on. Forgot to identify the corner. Richard Edge might have been in there as well.
That would make sense. They were roughly together.
Here we go. It's a moment looking down the inside. Yes, it was Richard Edge down the inside of Mark Kwame. They get spun around. James Sofronis goes off, trying to avoid the carnage.
Angel Benitez was around them as well. I think he's picked his way through that, not in the same category.
Mason, yes.
Is that a puncture?
No, Kwame's carrying around, but I think he's got damage to the right rear of the car because he got climbed on by another car, in effect. He was spun around backwards, and
that's a tower turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodywork that's pushed in on the right rear of that car, dragging now on the Yokohama.
So Hartog will be in 3rd when the penalty is applied. Out of the final corner and the short run to the checkered flag. Preston has it in hand and waves. And here comes Gustav Burton. Gus Burton takes the victory of the 2nd round of the 2024 Porsche Carrera Cup North America. Luke Hartog on the road is 2nd, but Ryan Yardley coming through now. Wow! Ryan Yardley only got second by 0.3 of a second on the corrected times. He dropped back to 10 seconds away from the leader, which was 0.3 of a second ahead of the 10-second penalty of Luke Hartog. Wow, Hartley almost gifted second place back to Luke Hartog.